Hey yo everyone, welcome back to the Imperial Uplift, our new latest episode. It's me, one of your co-hosts, Scud, aka the Doomregard, aka SDG, and I'm joined by my co-host
I'm a pair of pants
with legs.
with legs and rats. Yes,
And we're the Imperial Uplift, and we're trying to uplift your spirits, or we'll fail to do so, but we'll try.
most likely. We don't even have an. We should probably get like a section of the podcast where we talk about feel good news rather than ending on one where I just shit on Games Workshop every episode.
I'm sure we can improv something at the end.
Yes, this
Jesus.
month in great news versus this
Yeah.
fucking Games Workshop again. God damn
So
it.
what happened? So what happened this last month in Warhammer or 40K in general, or Games Workshop in general? What the fuck didn't happen?
It's been probably one of the more eventful months in Games Workshop in a long fucking time. I think since the announcements of the squads, which they still have not redeemed anything. God damn it.
Well,
But-
we'll get to that
Yeah.
nitty gritty a little later.
How has your month been? How has you Warhammer monthing?
Well, this past month, my game night at my local hobby shop, I am 0-4 on total wins, but I had a lot of fun. So
Nice.
that's my battle report.
Nice. That's pretty good.
One we technically tied because we ran out of time, but then we just no, you guys won. Fuck it. Yeah, that's my record right now.
So have you fought which armies have you fought? I know you play with Space Marines and with Tyranids, but who have you
Yes.
fought so far?
I fought. Ironically, I have fought someone who plays Leagues of Votan, the squats.
Oh my
They
fucking god.
are really fucking good.
Yes, they hit hard. Yes.
They hit hard. They have a thing where they give you a token and like they can roll. They have a +1 on things. Like, oh shit, those are actually pretty good. The main guys I play against is a pair of friends. They're basically brothers. We kind of play 2-on-2 with the store owner joins in,
Ah, that's awesome.
and he has an Imperial Fist army, and he's currently working on an Orc one.
Nice.
Of course, I play Space Marines and Tyranids, and the two other guys, one of them plays Necrons, and the other one plays Space Wolves.
I've got okay. I have to know. Does the Space Wolf guy howl?
No, but he does have a lot of Viking merch on, so
Okay, so close.
he wears like Viking t-shirts and like wristbands.
Oh, he's absolutely gonna howl at some point when he gets ultra good rolls.
Well, luckily he hasn't.
Okay.
And the Necron, they're both really tough fucks. I mean that in a nice way. They're really nice guys. And the Necron guy, very nice guy too, very dapper.
Nice.
Usually comes in suspenders.
Oh my god, he's just
One of those guys.
You're playing with a hipster and a Viking, and the store owner who has made an Imperial Fist and is making the most diametrically opposed army available to the Imperial Fist law, which is orcs. The things that almost killed the entire chapter.
Yeah, he did the Marines and the Nids from the Leviathan box. He has them on display, and next to there, he has the Imperial Fist, and then another guy who, because it comes in, he has his display on theirs, and he uses salamanders.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he recently brought in like a 3D resin tank. It looks really good. So yeah, and that's been my hobby. Well, and so from personal projects, I completed a winged Hive Tyrant, which I've kind of kit bashed to have all arms, including the wings, and that was fun.
Yeah, you made a great looking 4-armed plus winged Hive Tyrant.
Technically 6-armed.
Yeah, if you count the wings as arms, which you should. So 6-armed monster.
It doesn't have 6-wheel drive, but it's still pretty cool.
He needs to have more legs to stand
yeah,
up with that amount of fucking heavy weight.
Well, I could probably add more kit bash, more legs, but I have other things going on. This coming week or next week, I'm gonna buy the Imperial Knight. I think I've decided on a Paladin.
Nice.
Because there's way more customizable options, and then you can choose different variants.
Yeah, there's way more options for that.
Yeah, there are way more options. And also, I'm gonna after that, I'm purchase some Deathwatch stuff. So I'm gonna start going on Deathwatch, and my Raven Guard army is gonna be more like a passion project. I'll do that like if I'm sick of building the knight or Death Watch. Oh, I can just relax with some Raven
I'll
Guards.
say that's very brave of you to make a Death Watch army, because Games Workshop does not give two shits about that, unfortunately, because it's a cool chapter.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not really a chapter, but it's cool. It's awesome.
Well, you know me. I love Ultramarines. The ones who are the poster boys, and I love Raven Guards, who their whole gimmick is not to be seen, though, not by
I love
the outside of the lore.
When I thought about collecting Space Marines in the new edition, when we were talking about the whole Leviathan thing, I would have gone with Death Watch. Even though they get no love, I just love the idea of them. And also, they would fit perfectly as an opposition to your Tyranids, since they're specifically built to kill Xeno.
Yeah, which is also, it gives me a chance to probably get rid of some transfers I'll probably never use, because that's another thing I love about the Death Watch. Like, almost any other chapter can join it.
Every chapter can. I do think Imperial, Grey Knights is probably the one that can't. But that's about it.
Yeah, so I have used for some from the Leviathan. So I have a bunch of Blood Angels, Space Wolves, Dark Angels I'm never going to use. I might as well use them on Death Watch.
Awesome. That's a great idea. Great idea.
Yeah. So enough of me hogging about what I do. Now it's your turn.
I barely have anything to say. I have painted for the first time in a long time. I feel my arms working well enough, so I painted some figures. I've painted 2.5 men in a month. Wow. So good. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's most people.
Yeah. It's Stormcast Eternal, so it's Age of Sigmar, not Warhammer 40k. But I'm testing color schemes because I'm just waiting for the 4th edition box to come out so I can get my Skaven and still paint them. Stormcast Eternal. So I painted a green and silver color scheme, and it looks fine. But the heads, I hate how I painted the heads. So I'm angry at those models. They go in the corner of shame. They are not allowed out until I get something so I can liquefy their skin color and paint them properly.
Poor Ratman.
But I've gotten some. I went to the store. I got 3 types of copper paints, and I think in copper armor, copper looks great. So I got Brazen Copper Speed Paint from Army Painter, the 2.0 edition, and 2 Citadel colors. Layer color Hashut Copper and Fulgurite Copper. So that should cover it. However, the local store has now Army Painter Fanatic, and I prefer Army Painter to Citadel colors. So, of course, while there, this was like 2 more copper paints, and I'm hankering to buy them because the Army Painter Fanatic looks amazing.
It does. I'm actually, when I buy the knight, I'm thinking of getting the metal speed paints.
Yes, good idea with the amount of metal.
Yeah. I'm also running out of lead belcher, so that might be a good option.
Oh yeah, they have some great alternatives to that. Fnatic has like 40 million, or Army Painter has like 40 million different metal colors now. It's insane.
And with the Death Watch I'm making, the silver arms, that'll come in very handy.
Yeah. I also got for the first time, I've been looking for some good Warhammer books, and I actually managed to get a hold of The Infinite and the Divine, which is one of the highest rated Warhammer books ever made.
Now, me being a newbie, I haven't read that one yet. What's that one about?
This is about 2 Necrons, Trazen the Infinite and Orican the Divine, who are having a little bit of a scuffle over a Necron artifact. Orican the Divine thinks he can create new, better Necrons with it. But Trazen the Infinite, being his own like little aloof, strange little creature he is, just wants it for his collection and couldn't give a shit about upgrading the Necrons at all. So it's a book that takes place over multiple millennium and them just fucking each other over.
The consumer versus the non-consumer.
Exactly. It's Trazen who just trolls Orican the Divine for, let's see how many pages? 450 pages.
Well, it sounds like an excellent read.
Yeah, I'm excited. Trazen is awesome. He's nice. He's nice. There's even sad parts of the book that I enjoy crying to, like a big bitch.
Well, you are part woman, so that makes sense. That top was going to come up a little later.
That's fucking great. You are part woman. Yes. Oh, well, can't. For gaming, I haven't really been gaming in a long time, but we'll get into that soon because you have more gaming stories. We want to talk about if you get into any scary encounters or if you have had some scary stories with miniature happenings. Because I'm about done what I've done this week. Other than that, I've gamed games and gone to a doctor.
Which is good.
Which I did mention Warhammer to her, so that's great.
Damn, what they say? Did they look at you like an insane person?
Yeah, they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
Woman thinks miniatures are a lie.
Yes, that's what it says.
Weird fascination.
Woman talks to tiny grey men.
Possible black plague.
Yeah, obsession with rats. Might be multiple rats in a trench coat.
Send help.
That's the note she sent to the government. Oh my god, when I get that, there's just a guy with a fucking flute trying to lure me out of the building. He's just playing Warhammer tunes.
Yeah, the Pied Piper.
Yeah, and he's gonna drag me directly into the river.
Side to go a little off topic, I actually dressed up as a Pied Piper for Halloween when I was in elementary school.
Amazing.
My mom got like a yarn string and she tied plastic rats to my feet, so every time I stepped,
oh my god,
follow me.
That's actually awesome. That's fucking great.
Pied Piper in the new AOS spoof character.
Oh my god, they should. He's just anti-Skaven.
Yeah. Just a bunch of farmers like, I'm sick of this shit. Give me the flute.
Or Skaven within 6 inches just starts following him around. Oh my god, that's a great idea. Anyways.
Yeah, so pay us or don't.
Yeah.
Copyright that. Or
don't. Copyright the Pied Piper.
They'll sue us to the ground.
I don't think we can. I think it's public domain. If Disney can, so can we. Let's find a way.
Yeah, but Disney has lawyers and we don't.
I'm a lawyer.
Well, I play a lawyer on TV, but no.
Okay, so let's see. The next one is, so have you had any close encounters of the Warhammer kind where you've like any scary stories about Warhammer or Warhammer games where you have played against? Have any of the people you have played against cheated horrendously yet?
Surprisingly, no, because they're also they're more experienced than me, but they're also new to the 10th edition system. So we've all been. If there has been cheating, it's been purely accidental because we're still trying to catch up on the rules. So luckily, nothing there.
That's good then. Have any of you dropped any of your miniatures and gone like?
Yeah, but a lot of the one guy who dropped it, he has his models magnetized, so no issue there.
Oh, okay.
What did happen to me though when I was playing with my wing Tyranid Prime, I moved it for like an inch and the fucking wings came off. I'm like, God.
That's a horror story if I've heard one.
Yeah, future video. Look out next. Is it 2 months or 1 month from now? For the anniversary of the Leviathan monks, I'm gonna make a video about my experience, and that's definitely gonna fucking be in.
That's great.
But yeah, but Tabletop experience, I haven't really run into any like the quote unquote toxic players. Everyone's been pretty chill.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Hey, let's not get into that.
Not yet.
No. I'll just say that there's masculine and there's feminine. Both have good and both have bad, but I'll just fucking leave it at that for now.
Oh my god. Okay, yes.
We're really chomping at the bit to get to that news.
I'm excited.
But what about you? Any experience like that in recent history or past history?
Past history, I've dropped a lot of minis.
Years on me.
I think I might have mentioned before how I lost my Beastman army.
You mentioned it was your cousin or your...
Yeah, my cousin.
Yeah.
Who dropped it, and I wanted to kill him. He also dropped our Xbox 360, so it went...
Are you sure he's not like a distant cousin? But then again, he was a little kid, so you kind of have to...
I don't excuse kids' behavior when they do that.
Well, okay, I guess you're just more...
You
are Scandinavian, you people
I find their parents, which had no help because they have zero money, so... I got a... Great, all my Warhammer broken and our Xbox 360, and... I took revenge later on, though, when he was... I wasn't that much older than him, so we went out drinking when we were both legal age to drink, and he went to piss in a bush, and I pushed him into the bush, and it was a thorny bush. So that's revenge, bitch. Thorns in your cock.
A family show.
Exactly. Well, that's I had one, the first model I painted where I was actually really, really happy with it. It's one of the very old Thanquil, is a Skaven, of course, models, and I painted it. I'm really happy with it, and I put the final touch on it, and then I dropped it. And this was the metal ones, so the paint just went off the model, and I just fucking started crying. I had put so much energy and hours into it. I just like, ooh. Yeah, that and my Beastmen death was like my horror story number 1. And of course, when Warhammer Fantasy was announced to be going away, I think that was a horror story in every Warhammer Fantasy player's little heart.
It just went kaput.
And now it's back.
Yeah.
More expensive than ever.
Well, of course, you can't have it back for free now.
No, you can't. Impossible. We have to pay triple the price of a unit now compared to back then.
Is it worth it?
No.
Yeah, I figured.
By the way, remember when I complained about the Crude box being overpriced? Well, it's now fairly priced. It lost like, what was it, $50 discount now because no one fucking bought it? Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, my local hobby store, they have that Crude box and it's still on the shelf like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, because it's been out for a month now and no one fucking buys it. You can still get it.
What was the MSRP on that? Well, like
175.
That's krona, right?
No, that's dollars.
Wait, now or then?
Then.
Huh.
And now it's 125.
Right. Well, yeah, that is minus 50.
Yeah, I do math. You have to do a little math in Warhammer, otherwise you can't count to 6.
I can only count to 6.
Anyways, that's basically it for stories. I don't have that many horror stories. If my big brother ever joined in an interview, which he won't because he's too busy to do anything. He has horror stories because he played Space Marines back in the early days, in the late 90s, and it was ripe with terrible rules and awful cheating. But then again, the rules were so bad the cheating probably lessened how difficult the game was to play sometimes.
Jesus.
Oh my god, you need to
imagine.
read the old rule books. Like I have the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader book. First edition and second edition rules were just ridiculous. There was so much flavor text where it was like it was made because that would be fun and cool and not because that would have any type of balance whatsoever.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I need to show you something. There's a guy who paints and plays Old Hammer, and he goes over some of the rules, especially for the orcs. It's ridiculous.
Ooh.
That's also back in the edition where they gave you a cardboard cutout of Killer Khan, and that was what you had to Killer Khan, and that was what you had to play with. Cardboard cutout, because they didn't put the model in. That was too expensive.
Wow. Imagine if they did that now. Jesus, people would be in uproar.
Oh my god.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Holy shit. And they wouldn't
I
know
paid $200 for this.
And I got a fucking cardboard cutout of a rat. What?
Now, if it was the size of a can, that might be more impressive, but
it's just a flat piece of cardboard, and you get one of those little plastic feet where you can put it in, and then it stands. You just get like a 2D version of a Bane blade like that. Here you go.
I was thinking like they were doing some origami thing, but no, it's just a flat piece of cardboard, right?
Nope, it's flat.
Wow.
I will send it to you. You can plop it up here. It's amazing how bad it was. But
Okay.
They were a very small company back then.
That's true. Another worth multi-millions of dollars.
Yeah. Oh, I was sorry. It wasn't a Killer Khan. It was a Death Dread. So it's the 4-armed one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll send it to you so you could just see quickly. This is what you got. This is the vehicle you got in the big starter pack.
What? Oh, I was actually thinking like they would actually cut out the shape of it, and then
No,
that. But no, that's
no,
it's
you
just
don't
literally
get
on a
that.
piece of cardboard.
Why would you
That's
get the
just,
cut out
I was,
shape?
I was. It looked completely different in my head. Like, oh wow, I thought it was actually cut out. It's just a square.
Yeah, it's a square with a picture on it. That's the
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
Warhammer Death Dread for the orcs. Great edition.
Spare no expense.
It's the finest quality ever. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
So fucking funny that they did that.
Times change.
Yeah. Well,
Damn cardboard.
how's the cheat? No. Yeah. So that was back in the days. That's what we had to deal with. That's actually the edition I started with. I didn't get that one, but that was the edition that when I started Warhammer, that was second edition when we got the cardboard thing.
Look at you now.
Look at me now, ancient, crippled, part woman. These are the three ingredients created to you.
These are the 3 demons you must face for
three
immortality.
These are the three ingredients added to create the perfect little players.
Jeez.
Okay.
I got to, you like that very old dreadnought that's like a veteran that saws the fucking head over where the thing is?
It's so good. That's so good. Old Hammer dreadnoughts. It's so fantastic. Old Hammer is.
I love them.
Yeah.
Is with the chicken out saying hello.
It is. Imagine if that part of Warhammer had gotten popular. Like, if it was the silly part of Warhammer that had gotten popular and not the grimdark.
They might have been out of business.
Most likely.
We kind of need the grimdark at 40k.
Yeah.
It's part of the charm.
It is. Back then was grimdark. Oh, by the way, did you know in the original Rogue Trader book, the first edition of Warhammer 40k, there's an Eldar Space Marine in it.
Eldar Space Marine.
Yes.
And I assume
On the Imperial side.
Really?
Yes.
If you can find a picture of that, I'll put that on screen.
I will find the Eldar Space Marine.
I have to see it to believe it. Cause
It's fucking it's incredible.
imagine if that came out today, people would just be like, "What the hell is this?"
Soon, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I expected nothing less." Oh my fucking god!
I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Well, with that, I think that's a perfect segue into the news.
Yeah, very short. What we did in hobby stuff this week. There's a lot more news.
Big thing hanging over his head this time around, and we just have to talk about because it's some of the biggest news in Warhammer for a long time. It's insane.
Yeah. Look out! That's probably going to be towards the end of the pod. But right now, let's start with some fun. Be miserable in the middle and end it up with something happy.
That's a great idea. Let's start with the best news. Is the orc players? They're eating great right now. They're eating so good. They're getting so many fun rules. It's awesome.
I didn't not to be the black cloud, but I did hear that maybe some models were retiring or going away.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of retiring models. For the orcs, every time a new codex comes out, they retire some of the old models. From this one, they retired Captain Badrock.
Is he the Flash Kids one?
Yeah, he's the pirate captain orc, the Flash Kid one. He is
I remember from your lore video.
Yeah. You can't really buff your Flash Kids the same way. So Flash Kids.
Not so.
Sorry. Flash Kids have unfortunately then fallen a bit, but looters are better and everything. You can still play them. But the fact that now the fucking Orc Stomper, the biggest orc thing, is usable now. It's the first time in its entire creation. And I think that's even good. If you can use your big silly machines as orcs and actually have a viable team, that's awesome.
Well, luckily this store owners, my tag team partner in these matches, he's making an orc army, so hopefully I see a Stomper on my side.
I hope so.
I would hate to fight against it.
It's still not good. But it's gotten good enough that it's usable, but it's still not good. If you just have dedicated anti-tank, you can still just remove it from existence. But how do you hide something that's taller than literally everything else? Yeah,
You make a citadel tower out of terrain.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That okay. But yeah, but they have so Bedrock is gone. I think some others are gone too. And it's very clear some of them, like the old tank busters, are gonna go away in an edition or so, unless they get some new ones. Because you get 5 models, and each model basically has its own weapon, which makes them not very usable. One of them has a hammer, that's a rocket on a stick. So he runs over and he hits, and then it explodes. And it's all fun and games, but they're just not usable at all. They are awful. Awful.
Are they still suffering from that monopose?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that's just not going away anytime soon, and that is monopose issues for all the armies. Like the new orcs.
I can see why that's beneficial to save money, which I can.
Yeah, you
see
don't
from
have
that
to
part.
make as many different types of sprues and stuff like that. You can just say, like at one point they probably just create 20 different orc poses, and then that's it. That's it. Then when you buy orc boys or beast snagger boys, you just get those 20 poses, and that is sad, but they also do look very good.
Yeah,
Something for something.
That's a trade-off.
Yeah. But at the same time, orcs seems to be eating good, and I think that's good news with the rules. At least you can make some really, really fun mech armies now with them. You can have of course, the Stomper and the Gorgonaut and the Morkanaut and the Killer Cans and the Death Dread. So you can actually go full on junk death, which is great.
Right on. Well, shout out to the orc players, but let's transition to someone who is not eating so good.
Yeah, that's the Custodes. They are fucked.
We'll talk about the main thing a little later.
We're not talking about that part. Now we're talking specifically just the rules, and
the rules.
Custodes are not doing good, and this might be the first time Custodes are starting to do quite badly. Did they need some nerfing? Probably. Did they nerf them too much? Yes.
Now, again, newbie, and some would say a layman, but how did they nerf them?
Well, every unit has just gotten worse. A lot of the very good units has gotten so bad that they are not usable anymore. That's like the Dreadnought. You can of course use everything you want, but they're just not effective anymore. A lot of the Custodes Dreadnought, they have many different kinds. Like one of the biggest issues with the Custodes army is 60% of the army is Forge World. And Games Workshop wanting to retire Forge World has kind of made most of the Forge World models really not very good for Custodes anymore. So that means a lot of the Custodes formerly strongest units or very tanky units. A normal Custode is still infinitely tanky. Like those guys are ridiculous. But all the Dreadnoughts, I think it's genuinely almost all the Dreadnoughts that are, except the one who's not Forge World, are now terrible. A lot of the vehicles have gotten like terrible as well, and those are also Forge World. So instead of just removing these a while ago, they decided to just make them awful in 10th edition, so no one wants to play with them anymore. And then they can retire Forge World completely in the future. They can't do it right now, because if they remove it, then what Custodes has as many units as the Dwarves? As League of Wotan?
I would still say they might have a little bit more.
Probably, honestly, they'll have one or two more.
That's not saying much.
One of the another unfortunate thing is one of the big units you get if you buy the Custodes box. You get some of the Terminators, and you get a bunch of the Shield Guards and all those. They're great. You also get a bunch of the Dawn Eagle jet bikes, and they're not very good now. A lot of the flyer units, again, are rather shit, because apparently Games Workshop can't balance flyer units to save their own life.
I can attest to that.
It's terrible. They're just awful. I feel bad. At the same time, I feel lucky. I almost started collecting Custodes back when I moved to the new country. It was
funny you said that, like a month before, like this new codex was coming out. I was like, I should probably think about Custodes. They look cool. You don't really need a lot of them. And then, what? They got nerfed?
Yeah.
Oh. And what else happened? Oh my.
Oh,
We'll get to
it's
that.
just sad, and a lot of the Sisters of Silence are also gotten quite not
Quite quiet.
useless, but very niche. And a lot of their leaders have also gotten niche. Like their C tier units are just outweighing their A tier so hard now. It's sad. They're supposed to
Yeah.
be the Emperor's like literally finest things that's ever created, and now they're just kind of like, eh.
They're becoming fodder at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. People are worried that they're turning them into a horde army, which would make no sense.
Yeah,
That
in
would be a
both.
scary horde.
It would be, but considering how they're nerfed, would they even be effective?
Okay, in lore, that would be a scary horde.
Yeah, in lore, yeah.
On tabletop, hehe, nah.
No.
Nah.
Just plasma cannon just
Yeah. Also, that's some bad eating news. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to the
Now we can
we'll
get
get to that.
to some good news again, mixed with some bad news. Hey, and that is we are moving to Age of Sigmar, which is what
Yeah.
I play the most. Skaven
And
are getting an entire new roster, and they have started showing them off from clan rats, not that type of clan. Oh God, clan rats. Oh no.
so we like to say we're not affiliated with any hate groups.
No, we're not. We're not. It's clan rats.
Although by the end of this, we might be with one.
Skaven functions in clans. Oh yeah, that's true. We're not affiliated with hate groups, but we do play Warhammer, so that's that.
So you're making it worse.
Oh no. Anyways, Skaven function clans. They're living rats. They work in clans. So clan rats are the basic troopers.
Mm-hmm.
And the warlock engineer, amazing. So that is a Skaven with a massive sniper rifle, who, in best Skaven fashion, does a lot of damage. But if you get him to sniff warpstone meth, he does an insane amount of damage and potentially kills himself.
Then I assume along with everyone else around him.
Yeah, if he has a war engine, yes, that will explode and kill everyone around him. But they will also kill everyone that's in front of them. So you could get him to one hit like a monster, and then potentially just insta kill himself because he took too much meth. It's very realistic
and fun.
Have you ever tried to give a rat meth? They don't do so well.
Jesse, we need the warp stuff.
I have given rats meth. I wanted to turn them into Skaven.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Wait, that doesn't work anymore. In Roblox.
Oh, yeah.
In
Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy.
For the 360, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and so the bad news is Stormcast has lost half their units. I think it's more than half the units.
I saw that too. Like, I would say at least more than half is right. Like maybe, I wouldn't say 3/4, but around that range.
Yeah, it's all their first edition models, all their second edition models have disappeared. They're gone out. Yeah. And we are third. That means they have 1/3 of their units left. So 4th edition are bringing a bunch of the old first edition units back, but with like updated looks and not looking like Space Marines anymore. They actually look like knights.
Yeah, they do. They have their own unique look now. They don't look like Space Marines and medieval times.
Really nice that they managed to get away from that, even though it took three editions to get them away from it. They finally did it, and they look fantastic. New Liberators, new Judicators, Reclusians, which is completely new. It's just great. It's just like it's really great for someone who likes Stormcast and mains those and want to make Skaven next to them. I'm eating particularly good. It's actually really, really good.
Very much so.
Yeah, rats.
It's feeling like this new edition, it was made for you.
Yeah, that's a secret. I can't say. I'm under NDA. I can't say that. They might or might not have contacted me with a messenger rat and asked me which units I would like.
Did the rat explode when the message finished?
It did the whole, this rat will explode in 5 seconds after reading the message. So I gave it meth and I threw it out the window.
Oh dear.
That's a Skaven player. That's what we do. Yes.
Insane.
Yes. Okay,
Speaking of new
are you
look,
ready for the...
yeah.
Oh no, I had one last thing.
Nope. Let's rewind it back.
Yes. And that was the whole... Aren't you happy that you can soon just buy beaky helmets from Games Workshop?
Yes, because the only way you could get them, if you know someone who's playing right now Horus Heresy, because I know they have a lot there.
Yeah.
Or you could get the Raven Guard upgrade box, which only has like 5
Yeah, which
beaky
is
heads.
ridiculous. That's the most important part of the Raven Guard army is beaky helmets.
I forgot what it's marked 6 helmets, if
I think so.
I might be mistaken there.
Let's see. No, that's in real life.
And that's Mjolnir armor and Halo, so that's Mark 6.
Oh yeah, there we go, Mark 6. Yep.
Yep.
Good job.
I know my beak boys.
They are awesome. And now you're getting...
Yeah.
Beaky... Technically, they're meant for space wolves, because if there's one thing I think about when I think wolves, it's birds. Wait, no. But yeah, technically they're meant for space wolves, but they work so well for Raven Guard.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw a preview of that maybe a couple months ago. But so did they forego the one that looked like an actual wolf? Because
yeah, that one because of the backlash, that one was in store for a month, and then they said they sneakily removed it.
I kind of like them.
Yeah,
so I can kind of see the backlash though.
I mean, it's you know the dog, a puck dog. Mm-hmm. It's so ugly, it's cute. That's kind of how the Space Wolf helmet worked. It was so ugly, it was kind of awesome.
I think if they just forego the ears,
why didn't they just make it a proper snout, just like longer snout? Because then it would be space furries. I know. I just answered my own question.
Yeah, that's I was trying to avoid that. But yeah, furries.
Goddamn. Yeah,
I think it's the ears. They're kind of the ears and I think after that you're pretty good because I think it's the ears that get it on. It's like if you play the new Halo games where they have like the helmet that has the cat ears and you're like, oh god.
Yes. Oh my god. Some of the new Halo. Not to get into that, but some of the new Halo helmets. Oh my shit, they're bad.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, I also do pray to Jesus when they have bad helmets.
Well, you should like that guy in Saving Private Ryan, but then he took off the fucking helmet.
Like I do. That's why I don't know where I put it. That's why you never see my avatar with a helmet, because I forgot where I put it.
In your belt.
In my belt? Oh, it's my pocket.
Yeah, it's in your belt.
Everyone knows that Levi's have extreme storage space. This can easily fit a Mark 6 helmet down here. Yes.
Well, yeah, you know, men are pants are our purses. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I said that. Well, you don't carry a bag? Oh, I got fucking pants.
Yeah, fuck you, I got pants. Have you seen how many pockets my pants have?
God, I used to have, in school, we had sidetrack here. We had a dress, not issue, dress code. We had to wear khaki and a white, like, polar button-up shirt. They said khaki. They didn't say what style of shorts, so I just rock, like, dark khaki cargo shorts. With all the pockets and with the belt came included, but it wasn't like a belt. It's like one of those straps that have like the 3 loops.
Yes.
Like what? It's khaki.
That's great. Defeat them at their own thing.
Shorts. Yeah.
It is fun how the smaller pants get for men, the more pockets they have. How those khaki shorts have those 2 ginormous front pocket underneath the 2 ginormous front pocket.
It's like the video I sent you, the Masada Ayub, the guy with the tactical vest, was like a book, a gun, a sandwich, a backup sandwich.
Exactly. Oh my god.
So we'll end this sidebar with just saying tactical cargo shorts for Space Marines.
Yes, we got beaky helmets, now give us tacti pants and tactical cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Mark 11 armor cargo shorts.
The beach episode.
Can't wait to see just hairy Space Marine legs. And also they get to get slippers with socks in them.
Oh, fucking shoeies. I hate them. Okay, we're getting too sidetracked.
Okay. We are avoiding the last news, which is female custodies are official and canon now. And we're not talking Sisters of Silence.
I guess we can put air quotes on a certain part.
No, they are. it is. There's nothing to do now. They are just flat canonized now.
Yeah, I guess we could get into it. I guess that last tangent was the last bit of fun before we get sort of semi-serious.
Yeah. The big
Then
thing.
the fucking mood changed like that.
The entire month has been female custodies. First, a leak of the custodies codex with female custodies named, shield captains and stuff with female names, and she, her, all that. And initially people were like, don't worry, it's just Sisters of Silence. It's not. They are actual custodies.
I had to cough. The first I think Chapter Master Valric put out like a video.
Yeah.
And shout out to him because he's been dealing with some sort of, I wouldn't say like major, well, I guess it is kind of major backlash in our community, but he just reported on it. He didn't say he was for or against. He was just stating the news.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Shout out.
Yeah. Hopefully one day I could go to his event thing that he does.
That would be cool.
Well, I have to go to Britbonlang, and that's worth paying the price.
Oh, we can meet up there.
That's true. Connection, but anyways. Yeah, so I was gonna say famously, fucking ego on me. As I stated on this podcast, our first episode, I stated that I don't really like the idea of female space marines. Now you can, draw, do art, paint the 3D heads. They'll never be canon. This here, I have a similar vein. Like, okay, they're canon. I don't like it. I don't think they should be there. But if you enjoy it and you want to go for it, fine. But there is a million different ways they could have done this and handled the backlash that would have been a million times better of what they did.
Yeah,
social media wise.
That's the big thing. Is it was just handled so poorly by them. Holy, the PR person that works for Games Workshop. I don't know if they work there anymore. I don't know, but they handled.
I don't know if that tweet's still even up. Is it
so badly? I don't know. Let's check.
If it was an intern, I'm pretty sure they're fired.
Okay, so I'll quickly say what. There's always been custodies.
Because in this section, we're dealing with a lot of confirms, and we're dealing with a lot of rumor and innuendo.
Yeah, it's still there. It's not deleted. It's still there. It's been there for over 2 weeks now. Anyway, so a quick story short of what I've heard that happened is, so Amazon, they're doing the Warhammer show, and they want some strong female to be there up as one of the leading characters, or at least be very present. Okay, that's fair.
So because Warhammer has a lot of options. You have the Sisters of Battle, the Sisters of Silence, characters in both
Eldar,
the Astra Militarum,
most of
Eldar,
them are females, and they're super strong.
Yeah.
Mechanicus has plenty
Jungle
of females.
Fighter, perhaps.
Yes, Jungle Fighters
famously
have many females as well. The Valhalla Ice Warriors have many females as well.
You can even have like some sort of chaos.
Yeah, there's so
strong
much.
Female character. Yeah,
but no. So one was like Sisters of Battle, Sisters of Silence, and Amazon was like, nah, we want it to be something in proper power armor, like Space Marine or even stronger. And they're like, oh, goddamn. Okay, well, we want your money.
We can't give you Space Marines. Yeah.
We can't give you Space Marines. People are actually gonna burn down the building.
Like, imagine if they announced a female Space Marine instead of a Custodes. They would be on fire right now.
Yes. And they said, okay, female Custody. And, okay, how do we canonize it without making too much of a hubbub? Let's write some lore in the Codex book and make a name generator in the Codex book so you can get names for your female Custodies. Most Custody models has helmets anyways, so no one's going to know, plus the armor is going to look the exact same. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That was the initial thing.
Yeah, cyber. Those books and Codex hasn't officially come out, right?
Yes, the Custodies book has come out, yeah.
Okay. But has it come out or has it not?
Custodies Codex has come out.
Okay, what about the book they're supposedly saying? Or they even have one?
not yet. This is lore snippets from the from the codex. There's no lore book besides the codex. There's no female custody outside of the codex yet. Yet.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that keep going.
It's purely in the codex. Anyways, the initial backlash was of course quite big, but it could be much worse because in the lore of the custodies it says sons were chosen, like but it doesn't specifically like the Space Marines. It never says that daughters couldn't be chosen. It never specifies that daughters couldn't be chosen at some point. So what you could have done is say, in the initial founding, there were no female custodies. It was the initial 10,000, they were men. There was the sons of the Lords of Terra. That's awesome. Now, later on, we have found many women amongst the Lords who are equally as skilled, and we have decided, so we started incorporating them. You could have said that. That would have been made better. That's not
could have said, we could have literally doubled our from 10,000 to 20.
Yeah, like they could have done way more. They said, okay, on a bad day, oh shit, this lord is extremely skilled and we owe him, but he doesn't have a son, but he has an extremely talented warfare daughter. Yeah, so we took her, right? You could do that. That's not what they did though. The intern or PR person on Twitter came out and flat said, since the first of the 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians.
Hey.
Which is rewriting all the lore now. That is the worst way to do it because all the books just say no, they haven't. Just make it a more recent invention, something more recent. The people would be like, big, strong, muscly mummy, that's awesome. But no, we had to go back and create it back then. Okay, well, I don't know what went on with them back then. And, like, why would you say that? Why would you say it in that way when just...
They opened the floodgates with that.
Yeah, they opened... That tweet caused more shitstorm fest drama than the entire announcement of female custodies. That tweet, the fact that they blatantly went back and said all what we have written is false. This is the new canon, instead of going, it started later on because we can't cover all the 10,000 years, so we just cover some of it, and in these years then we started doing that. But no, Warhammer just has that tendency. They have to go the most explosive way and then cry when the community is like, what the fuck?
It hurt itself in its confusion.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, we have an interesting English motherfucker speaking. Interesting perspective here from someone who's a newbie to the fandom lore and everything.
Yeah.
And a veteran, not a war veteran, but a veteran of the lore in you. Now, coming from my perspective, like, okay, I don't know much about, admittedly, not much about the custodies. I know they're there, and I know about this is a silence and all that. But way seeing, okay, you have established lore, and you can just retcon it when it's convenient. Like, I'm maybe this has happened in the past. I don't know.
Well, it has, because we know that there is female Space Marines in the first Rogue Trader book, but that's been retconned, right? Mm-hmm. That book is more like silly, haha, lol now. So it is a bad thing that they sometimes just do. They just ask the writers to write something, damned be the consequences, and then they will retcon things later on.
And then here come the consequences.
Yes, and then the consequences are people are not happy with how it's handled, instead of trying to handle things with a little bit more finesse. For example, back in the day, original law of Adeptus Custodes, the law specifically specifies that Adeptus Custodes never leave Earth. But we know that's not true. We know that's actually true. That's not true.
Yeah, because they have the Aquilian shield, right? And they follow people who would, I presume, go to different places.
Yeah, and sometimes they are sent out on missions, and when they retire, they are sent out on missions as well. I guess you can say the retired is not Adeptus Custode. Basically, yes, they're still biological killing monsters, right? Yeah. But yeah, that law has been retconned with lore. which is like we need them to go out now, so that old law don't work anymore. Even though that old law is for some reason being used as an example for why no females, which is ridiculous. You can retcon law by making new
sense.
good lore better without just saying nah and just start erasing. That's dumb. That's not how you should do. And that like is the biggest thing.
Okay. Yeah. Say they never tweeted that tweet, and they still female custodians, and okay, there still would have been backlash, and then the codex would have come out, and maybe a lore book, and maybe if you've read it and it still sucked, okay, they're bad. But they tweeted out that tweet.
Yeah.
And not just, I mean, it was trending for like a week afterwards.
Yeah.
People were like either celebrating it, saying, "Oh, they're side one," which is okay. I don't get that.
No.
Like I know there's like a weird kind of culture war thing with like females and
that's a mess.
Like,
yeah.
And I'm not really a part of that. I'm just saying, like a couple like the tidal wave of this, because one thing I saw online was like, oh man, this sucks for the Sisters of Silence.
Yes.
Because they're already niche enough as it is. Now they're going to be even more niche.
Yeah, and the Sisters of Silence are so goddamn cool. They could, yeah. But no, we needed to do it in the most awful way to push the Sisters of Silence as far back as possible. What if it had been something like, in certain cases when we find a Sister of Silence aspirant, but that has less null power, let's call it that, we make them into custodians instead. That could have worked too. Instead of the whole, female. I'm so worried that Sisters of Silence are going to be written out of the Custodians book and just put into the Agents of the Imperium book. That might very well
just retire them. If which is sad, because I would have wanted more updated Sisters of Silence. Yeah,
some Sisters of Silence type vehicles, some more weapon groups than Boulder, Sword, or Flamer. Like,
more sub factions in that, and
exactly.
God, even like people even artists come up with better lore in this. Like the guy on Twitter, Mick, I forgot his name. He come up with like a great artwork of that. Oh, it's a female Custodians. She has a weird scar. Oh, she's actually a Zinch demon.
Yeah, that one. Yes,
that would be so cool.
Yeah. That would be
when the fans do a better job of explaining some things, even if it's not going to be official, it would make sense.
So what I've heard is that this tweet was never supposed to exist. I will send you the article. You can link to it or put it up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's just a theory, but it's what I've
rumor
heard
and innuendo. Yeah,
and rumor, innuendo, allegedly, theory, spaghetti, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
This was never supposed to happen. They singularly did it because Amazon wouldn't support them if they wasn't able to get a lore-wise big strong lady in power armor into the show. So Warhammer wrote it into the codex, and that was about where it would end. That was the big, okay, that's it. They had no intention of ever making minis, and they basically have no intention of ever talking about it besides it's in the codex. And then the PR representative, Twitter intern or whatever, went rogue and wrote the whole, there's always been females in the Custodians. Yeah. And that is supposedly the thing, because apparently it was all going to be, this is just here so we get Amazon money, and then our stock price rises, of course, because we get even more money, and people can now play with them, but we don't intend to make female custodian models. We don't intend to actually talk about it ever. We don't intend to release novels with a female custodian anywhere near a lead role. But now they kind of have to, because they have to either put their foot down or they have to withdraw and rewrite the entire codex.
If I had to put money on it, they would. I would lean towards they're maybe gonna rewrite it, or maybe. Again, this is a rumor that they may take it out, but then I would put money that we'll probably kind of do another retcon of a retcon. But another angle that I saw people looking at is like the Custodians are Henry Cavill's like army.
Yes,
and he is helping produce the main producer of the Warhammer show. No, I know that the opinions waver on this. Oh, he wouldn't embrace it. But then again, the reason he got fired from The Witcher because he wanted to do it as much as the lore and the books as possible.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that like maybe he would embrace this, but then again, he is a stickler for the lore.
Yeah.
And this lore is kind of bullshit. Now, again, that's another rumor that's going
And that's why
around.
I think that the announcement on Twitter, the whole "there's always been" is the bullshit part. Because if they had not said that, then it would just be codex lore and that's it, right? It would be a little snippet of lore that hints towards it, but that's it. There wouldn't be a big fat fuck you to the rest of the lore. And then Henry Cavill could probably have used it without too much complaint. But the fact that it's made as big as it is now might, hinder that and become a whole Witcher situation.
Yeah. And I wanted relate to this that people who were like opposed to this on Twitter, who weren't like exactly like the raging, oh, I'm quitting the hobby, or like fuck you, I'm going to BattleTech, and I'm not calling out anyone in particular. I'm just seeing like to my repeater. It was actually trending on Twitter around the same week. Like people who are like logical, like reasonable arguments. Like I even saw someone wrote a letter to Games Workshop that was very articulate, very nice.
Yeah.
People were saying, yeah, and especially like I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but they're fucking Star podcast. Like even female players who play Warhammer, like, what the fuck is this? Like, we don't need inclusion. Like there are so many cool. If you want to tackle that aspect, female characters, or you can make your own female characters.
Yeah.
It's just, and some of them are like, I'm not white knighting or anything. Here, like a person I follow, they go by Miss Conrad Kurz or Marzana Kurz. He was putting out like reasonable arguments of like, okay, why this is probably stupid, and then we're getting death threats.
Yeah, I have seen. I follow a lot of both sides. I have a lot of people. I try to, if they start going insane, I don't want to follow it, of course, when they start doing that. But yeah, I have seen that happen with people with very mild takes of why they're not super happy about it, including the one you told about. That starts getting death threats because suddenly these people are hateful, misogynist, awful people.
And they're just people who have like an issue.
Yeah.
Inherent issue with how this is being handled. Not even being like, it's the internet. We could be like rude or something, but like people who are taking the time, who are like, all right, this is why I don't like it. This is who I am. Oh, fuck you. Go.
Yeah, it's kind of when someone with a relatively
tame,
fine little take, not tame as in bad, but just not loud screaming, they sometimes occasionally, unfortunately, get lumped in with the whole, the loud mass of really, really dumb, annoying people that yell loudly about, like, for example, the people going, Games Workshop stock is tanking, and it's like, no, it's not. It's up again, like way up now.
Yeah,
it fell.
well, stocks go up,
down constantly,
down a lot. Now I did see that it did go virtually down a lot. Now I'm not going to say
now it's went up again more than it went down. So now it's higher than it was before it went down.
Yeah. So and people were saying that I forgot the lady from was it the COO that was selling stocks? Like, wasn't it like news like a couple of years ago that she was going to retire or anything anyway? So, God, if you're just at this part now, like I'm not choosing a side. I will be a dirty fence post sitter right now.
That's just
like when you're using death threats to try to convince someone, that's a side I do not want to be on.
Both sides just commit hyperbole to like an extreme degree where they over like state how bad this is for the hobby or good it is for the hobby. Like there's people on one side going the whole, I've seen a guy or make a document about every Warhammer creator on YouTube on a list,
I
red,
saw that.
yellow, green, which one you can follow without being a chauvinist or misogynist or anything, and which one you can't without being a terrible person, including Valrak. And
he was. Yeah, the Imperial Fist guy was on the yellow list.
Major Kill was on the yellow list because he has female, not safe for work, custody porn. So
that's another bag of worms.
yeah,
But again, sending death threats,
it's
making
so
lists of
ridiculous.
who's quote unquote woke or base,
Yeah,
and I use I don't use I use the word woke like an ironic like something. I'll just say that this just sucks. I want to say it's woke, but I know what woke like entails. But
yeah.
like at that point, like can't we just fucking communicate without trying to rip each other's heads off?
That's the problem. We can't.
Yeah, we can.
Not on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Not on Twitter. We can't on YouTube either. Look at those really look at that dumbass Arch Warhammer now. He is eating good donations, views, all of that because
Well, I mean,
people are throwing themselves
this
at
is
him,
good
going
drama.
like, "You were correct all along." Oh my god! And he's just so fucking stupid. No, he's not.
And I don't have a personal, not personal problem.
I have. He's Swedish.
Yeah, I know you do. I tend to like most of his opinions, as I do with, ironically, most people. There's some opinions I like. There's opinions I
Yes,
don't like.
of course.
You just that's a Scandinavian thing. That's Swedish and Danish.
Yeah, I he does have good takes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that, but the
Yeah.
whole thing now, he's entirely correct. Everything he said was correct. That's his new thing. He's so smart about it. That's what I hate.
Yeah, and there's people on the other side who are the pro female custodians are just as smug.
Yes. Yes, they
And
are.
that's like, and like the normal people, I'm not gonna. Let me scratch that. Not normal people. The people caught in the middle are just like, well, I feel like this is a situation where everybody loses.
Yeah, because like you are in the middle, leaning a little bit more skeptical, and I'm in the middle, leaning a little bit more positive. Let's say, yeah, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the woke side, but I'm in the middle. I can see really good reason why this is dumb, and really good, and there is some good reason for why it's fine. And I like big, strong women, and I know you do too. So
Me too, but
Yes,
not,
but
not at the expense of
exactly,
lore.
exactly. So
With a Tim Pool of war.
we are. I will say we are as close
I'm
to
kidding.
unbiased in this regard as possible.
Yeah, I would say like in my politics, I'm in the middle, kind of, sort of leaning to the right.
Yeah,
on
and
things, but then
I'm
again,
the
yeah.
opposite. Yeah, and most players, I reckon, most players are about the same. They're in the middle and then leaning slightly towards yes, I like it or I don't like it. But then you have these people like, what is his name, Cerberus X, or what the people like him and Arch Warhammer and stuff like that, and they are just like
The extremes of the opposite ends.
yes, both of them just like I knew everything, I'm the best, I know everything. Like it's just the stocks are gonna crash. No, the stocks are doing better. No, oh my god, rescue.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to paint little guys, roll some dice,
Yes.
and have a good time. But this is dividing the hobby more than I think they were. I think what they were trying to do with this at the end of the day was trying to please everyone. They pleased nobody.
Yes. Or trying to slip in something to please a certain group of people, but then added more to it that displeased as many people. And now they are stuck into exactly the situation you said. They tried to please everyone and thus please no one.
The worst, what is it? Newton's law. The worst thing that can happen will happen, and it did happen at this point. So I guess now just all we have to do is, well, not all have to do. There's still going to be like people on either side, and I hate to say again, there's a side, but
there is sides. It's
there are sides that, undoubtedly there are sides. Just wait, and time will tell where this goes. Because right now we're kind of sort of in the dark.
I think it's gonna be next codex. I don't think there's gonna be any mention. Basically, when the Amazon show is over, and unless it does good and needs more season, I don't think it's gonna be in any more Custodes codex. And it's just gonna be like you can do it. I don't care. That's it. Yeah.
And the most, I think, effective way you can technically boycott something is don't buy that product.
Yeah.
If you're really at that point, 3D printers exist.
Also,
Etsy exists.
Don't go out and burn your models or your army. You already bought it. You're not getting money back from doing that. So don't do that. Don't throw out everything you've collected.
Yeah, be angry at the organization. Don't be angry at what you made.
No, plus you already gave them money. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, you
That's
already
the
did.
same with the people who bought light to shoot it. Like, you already bought it. They don't care if you shoot it. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, but then again, Bud Light did kind of suffer a lot from that.
It
So
did,
we
but
are
it wasn't
we are talking
because
about
of the people
alcoholic
buying
beverage
it.
and miniature. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it
people
wasn't because of the
didn't
people
buy
buying it to
but
shoot
yeah.
it. It was the people not buying it. So if you do want to
Yeah,
do that, then just don't buy it and 3D print
don't buy
some
it.
models.
3D print your models, and if you feel like in the future they earned your business back, then go back.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's a way better than sending death threats
Yeah,
and making
making
lists.
extreme decisions because of momentary rage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we pissed off everybody in that discussion.
Yeah, so let's end on a good thing. What are you going to do this next month?
Okay, next month, my goal is make the Imperial Knight. I finished that High Tyrant in 4 days. So,
oh god,
doing logic here. So if the Imperial Knight is about twice the size of that, I'm testing myself to finish it within 2 weeks.
I actually think we can look that up. Let's see an Imperial Knight Paladin and Hive Tyrant.
Well, I'm including the wings in my measurement, so actually it might be the third.
No, but I'm gonna look at the exact amount of. They usually say how many. 250 for the Paladin and 59, so it's 5 times more parts.
Okay, yeah. So, and I'm gonna magnetize that, so I'm also taking that into consideration.
God, I'll never see you again.
if I wasn't magnetizing, it would probably take me a week. But if I am, so yeah. I'm testing myself within 2 weeks. But this is the biggest jump in like miniature art I'm taking, because I've painted the Screamer Killer, which is pretty big, the Dreadnought, but then again, caveat, they are push fit.
Yeah.
The High Tyrant is the first really big model that is not push fit that I've made, and I think I did a pretty.
You did good.
You are
clearly
job.
Improving in skills.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I'm my own worst critic. I probably could have done that better. But yeah, thank you for keeping me humble. Well, actually, you gassed me up, so you glazed me, as the kids say.
Well, let's not become Nin John and say this is my worst painted army, and then show an army that's better painted than anything I've ever done my entire life.
Yeah, that's another worms right there.
But I look forward to see what you do with your knight and how you magnetize it, and it's gonna be fun to have such a big model that's actually posable.
Yeah, and from there, I'm gonna work on Deathwatch, and
nice.
Yeah, and at my leisure time, work on my Raven Guard army. Well, actually, my goal is to make the Isvan Massacre army, so Iron Hands, Salamanders,
awesome.
Raven Guard, and I'm not even including the Chaos side of that.
Oh, I love Salamanders and Raven Guard.
But yeah, that's my fun time. What about you?
Okay. I am gonna finalize my color scheme. I think it's gonna be what I have now. I have one other in mind if this fails. Where I thankfully don't have to actually buy any new paint. But I think my green, copper, and some last color I actually don't know for the plume. So that's going to be my Stormcast. Hopefully I can finalize it, because then I can actually start pushing 1 to 2 miniatures out a week. And then it's just me waiting for the 4th edition to be announced, so I can send my little grubby money to them and get hands on my little grubby rats.
Watch out, female.
Yes. I can't wait.
Well, actually, they could be female Skaven.
There is female Skaven in the lore, but they're giant, fat, unable to move, and they get fed non-stop, and all they have to do is poop out babies, like 250 Skaven a day. So you know the average TikTok creator.
Just breeder. The breeder says this.
Yes, one of the fat acceptance people, basically.
Work out, people. You'll live longer. You'll live longer to love or hate Warhammer. There you go.
I'm glad
use that energy and work out. Yeah, it's like hit the gym.
But yeah,
run outside.
I'm very excited, and I'm gonna make every single Skaven leader I have an albino, because in the lore the albino rats are stronger. So yeah, gray and albino are the 2 strongest, and entirely black. But albinos are the biggest, meanest, strongest. Grays are the smartest, and blacks are just better than a lot of the other ones, but not as good as albino. Oh my god, it's white power. Oh no. And it's Clan Rat! No!
And we're canceled.
No.
It's been fun, folks.
Skavens are great. I love them. Good rats. This was a great show. What is our episode about next time?
Oh God, I don't know.
We'll come up with that. Till next time.
Oh, uh,
Yeah.
let's see. Our dream model to paint.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Oh yeah. Dream model to paint. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a caveat.
Oh,
Our
go ahead.
dream model to paint for every faction.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So we get more like to say I want to paint this one from Chaos and I want to paint that one. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hope a little less Warhammer news this time so we can relax and don't have to have a 20, 30-minute conversation about people freaking out because of dumb lore. Yes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, folks, enjoy what you enjoy, and if you don't enjoy it, well, then don't. Yeah, don't cut this part
Just
out.
have fun.
I'm not. This isn't South Park where I give a speech at the end of the day. Yeah.
You're
So
Stan. No,
yeah,
you're
this part's
Kyle.
getting. Yeah, I'm not gonna do like a Kyle from South Park thing right now. Just yeah, we've been the Imperial Uplift, and we hope you have a great day and stay safe.
Yeah. White.